Alright, let's start adding in some boats as well. So let's have a look at the images I've got here of the sort of boats I'd like, and from a roughly correct perspective, not quite, but we can massage some of these into shape. So let's just grab maybe this blue one first, and let's just very roughly cut it out. Again, I'm not too picky here. No one is going to see that the cutout isn't perfect, so we can be quite loose with it. And let's also add this boat in. Why not? Let's do it like this. Maybe let's even take this stick, a nice little extra detail. And you know what, actually, let's just take this whole boat in as well. Something like this. Maybe let's just add a little bit more detail to the cutout here. Okay, let's copy these and let's go back into our project and let's just paste these. Quite a bit too big. Let's shrink them down a little bit. And for now, let's put them here. And let's just make a new group. Control G. And let's call this boats. So now let's go in and actually let's have a look at making these fit in terms of scale. So have to be realistic here. Okay. If these are piers that people can walk on, then our boats should probably be maybe this big. Okay. And here the perspective isn't very good, so let's just scale this whole thing down. And here, let's do a little bit like this. And that's instantly a lot better. And maybe we actually want to take these two little boats. Click Control Shift J to copy them, and let's just move them here. Maybe here separately. Something like this. And can actually copy them maybe once more and put them here somewhere. Just shift them roughly into shape. Okay, we can actually use the dodge tool here and make something a little bit brighter on them. Here as well. This one we will want to, actually maybe we want to flip it, because we want the light coming in from the other side. So let's do this instead, and let's just use the burn tool as well. Something like this. Maybe let's click Ctrl plus U to desaturate it slightly. Okay. And let's go in and look for some more boats. Maybe let's grab this center one for now. Just again, very roughly. I'm not trying to be nice and neat here. Let's just copy that. Paste it here. And let's just scale this down quite a lot. Okay. Never ends. There's more. Okay. That's more like it. And let's maybe put this here somewhere. Something like this. Let's change the perspective slightly. And currently there's very hard shadows on this, which we don't want. So let's just select all. If you control click on your layer image here, and then just deselect the bottom part, so we only have the top selected, and then let's just go to filter blur and Gaussian blur and just do it by a couple of pixels. Does that work? maybe not quite. Actually, let's do it, but let's change the opacity using fade to be slightly less. No, okay, it'll do. Then let's also copy this one more time and put it here somewhere. Maybe let's flip it. We're just reusing all of these elements a little bit. Okay. Let's go and grab some more. Maybe let's go for this one. Copy all this. Okay. And actually, if we click here, we can reduce the scale here as well. So it's now 10% of what it was. And here, let's put it at this intersection between light and shadow. And again, the perspective really doesn't match here. So we're gonna fix it up slightly manually. Let's make it smaller this way. Okay. Let's just select all this and click Ctrl plus Shift plus J to duplicate it separately, and let's just change the whole perspective on the roof. That's not bad. Slightly more like it. We can make it a little bit smaller still. Okay. And then let's grab... What other good boats are there here? We could grab this one. And we'll want to put this one in a sunny area because, of course, it itself is very sunnily lit. So it'll make more sense. That's not bad. And I think we're done with these reference images. Let me bring in some more. Alright, so I've got a few more. Let's have a look through these. And again, I'm aiming for roughly the correct perspective, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So let's take a bunch of these and let's just roughly cut them out. Get this guy's head in it. And this. And so these will be very small scale on the screen, because if you think about how small these boats are to the architecture in the artwork, they will be so tiny that no one is going to be able to see the imperfections in the cutout. So you have to be mindful of how big your elements will appear on screen when you're spending time on them. No matter whether they're 3D or 2D, just try to think, are you putting in the correct amount of effort? If you start detailing up and making sure one little bit of your painting is perfect, but it's going to be 10 pixels on the screen, is that worth it? Probably not. So just always think of the best ways to use your time. Let's do these. And let's grab this. Okay. So let's bring these all in here and shrink them. To this scale for now. And let's just have a look where we can put them. Let's take these two and just drag them over here. Maybe we could put them here like this. Perfect. Let's take these three and let's put them here like this. Maybe a little bit longer. These are looking a little bit blurry. Let's just quickly sharpen them slightly. Okay, now let's take these few and just move them maybe to here. And so it's more of a top-down angle, so we should be aiming for more of a angle like this, and let's just scale them all down. Maybe we can, oops, take these slightly like this, and split them out slightly, like so. Okay, that looks quite cool. Let's zoom out slightly. Okay. So now we've got a little bit of detail on the water. Let's add some more. We do want quite a bit more. Okay. Let's actually scale these down. Well, first, let's just merge all of these layers together, and let's just scale these down a little bit. This is a little bit too big. So something like this. Okay. And let's grab these boats again and copy them, and let's place them maybe here, and let's just flip them and squeeze them down a little bit to fix the perspective slightly. That's cool. And let's just slightly change how they're arranged so it's not going to look identical. Something like this. And then here where they're in the sunlight, let's just use the dodge tool. And here they're in the shadow, let's just use the burn tool. Slightly like this. And we can do the same on these boats. These look pretty good. Maybe less here. Okay, so let's also grab maybe a couple of these. And we'll just place them down here. Let's sharpen these slightly. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. Okay, that's nicer. Let's maybe grab a few for this area. Let's put them here. Maybe slightly up here. Just to vary them slightly so it doesn't look like an identical copy. Something like this. And then here we can select these, and if we click Shift U, we can switch the hue to hopefully make these appear blue, and whereas these were red, so they'll look quite a bit different. And now let's just zoom out. Okay, that's more. Maybe let's get a few more. Sure, let's go for yeah, a couple of these maybe in the background. The ones in the front here are slightly too modern, maybe. Then again, I'm gonna have spaceships in this, so I'm not sure if I should care. But yeah, let's grab a few of these. Yeah, let's just copy that. Like so. Okay. This one, I'll just clone stamp this bit here and this bit here. To fix it. Perfect. Okay, let's grab this. Maybe put these here. And let's also copy them over here somewhere. Flip them here. And merge all of these again. And just use the burn tool to bring them in to the correct shading and lighting level. Okay. Alright, so now we've got all of these. Let's just grab a bunch, copy the layer, and let's put these over here. Again, it's going to be far away enough that no one will really realize what's going on, or so we hope. Let's just put those there. These ones here. Those there, maybe delete the big blue one. Okay, merge that. Let's grab a few from here. Let's put these in here. Like so. Okay, merge those. Let's again grab, let's just grab a bunch and move them to this area. So maybe a few there. Just quickly rearrange where they are so it'll be more difficult to spot what you're doing. I'm just trying to kind of put them in areas where it would make sense to have them tied up to walls. You know, if you look at cities like Venice and whatnot, where the boats are kind of lashed to the buildings, I'll do a little bit of the same in terms of my idea. Put those there. Merge, and let's have a look. So now we've added, let's just delete this one. Now we've added life to the water in our scene, so now it's getting quite detailed. If we look at all these overpainted reference elements, we're having quite a lot of extra detail. So one thing, of course, to keep in mind is in areas where the object will be closer to the camera, you do have to make sure it's slightly more nicely cut out. For example, if we look at the same elements here, all of these rooftop bits that I used here I made sure I took the slightly more high quality elements, but it's the exact same technique again and again and again. So it's quite simple. Next up, let's have a look at adding some people and also just finishing off a little bit of the overpainting of our buildings. Cool. See you there.